What up, everybody? I'm your host, JP. This is my co-host, Josh.
Hey, everyone.
And this is another episode of the FIlmBros podcast. What's going on, everybody? We got some pretty good topics. So on the last episode, I basically told you guys that we're gonna dive deeper into the Victoria Alonzo case, what's going on with her. Now that a lot more things has developed, we're just a little bit of a warning too, trigger warning. We're also going to be discussing what just happened. We're at the time of recording, we're getting reports that Jonathan Majors wound up getting arrested, so we're going to be talking about that too. So trigger warning because it does have domestic abuse in there. So for anybody who listens and is worried about hearing stuff about that, just a heads up before we get into the episode.
Wait, but before we get into the news, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Today's episode is sponsored by ZippyStream. If you are wondering how we make money to run our podcast, it's all because of this innovative platform. Here at FIlmBros Podcast, we absolutely love using ZippyStream. It's the easiest way to convert listeners into an email list, but best of all, they find us sponsorship so we can keep making money doing what we love.
Suppose you're also a podcaster thinking about starting one. ZippyStream will help you find and manage your relationship with brands that are relevant to your audience. If you want to learn more, contact us as soon as possible. Everyone that signs up this month will get to claim £10 as a joining bonus, which is around $12 or something like that.
Just reach out to us by email or social media DMs, and I'll put you in touch with the guys at ZippyStream right away. Now back to the pod. First things first, we're going to go ahead and discuss Victoria Alonzo's case that's happening right now, or, not a case, but it should be hitting pretty soon. So when it was first reported, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of the context. So when it was first reported, Victoria Alonzo, she is a VFX chief right now. She started way back when in 2006, 3 years before Disney had even acquired Marvel Studios. Wound up getting fired over 17 years. Okay, now at first it was just an exit, quote unquote, an exit. That's the way that Disney put it. That's all that would happen. She just exited on her own terms. It later came out saying that she was fired. Not just like fired, but saying that HR had to get involved, legal team had to get involved. Obviously, she was under contract, and obviously there was a bunch of things that needed to be sorted out before they can do a firing like that. So it makes sense why that happened. But wound up saying she's fired because of her breach of contract, saying that she is facing serious consequences for basically advocating and pushing up a movie called, I believe, Argentina 1985, which she produced for Amazon while she was under contract with Disney. After multiple times they told her, you can't promote this movie, it's against your contract, she still promoted it. Wound up getting Oscar nominated for it. That's why it kind of comes as a surprise 7 days later after the Oscar noms. She was pushing for the Oscars, for it to win Best Oscar, which is, I guess there's a clause in her contract saying a non-compete, so she can't work for other studios. Apparently.
Well, that's
so
how
that's
it usually goes.
Yeah, and that's Disney's side of it, basically.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
She got fired. Breach of contract. She went in, produced another movie, non-compete. Is that something that is her producing something that and her, this is from what they were told, is that this was her passion project. She is basically one of the highest ranking VFX chiefs out there right now. Is it kind of weird that that she's producing on the other side of the field, but like it's not like it's for DC or another superhero movie. It's just a random nobody movie that honestly I didn't even know about until all this stuff started happening, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I mean that goes for everything under Disney though, under Disney and Marvel. Like if you're contracted for this, what do you call it? And you're set to be in so and so and so. What do you call it? You can't do anything while you're under contract because those things will come first. Like even I think a while back when they were breaking down the contracts for that sort of thing, lawyers were like, yeah, Marvel some Marvel things say no compete clause
Yeah.
because so it's dumb that she signed all that and then still decided to want to produce something for herself. You know what I mean? So, it could be a passion project, sure, but that should have been held off to your contract was up. That way you could be like, all right, no strings attached. I don't have to worry about Disney breathing down my neck, and then move on. But
Yeah.
doing it while you're contracted, especially under a whole no, especially if you know you're not supposed to be doing it, then yeah, I think you kind of obviously you're gonna get consequences off that.
Well, off top, let me reiterate: this is all speculation. We don't even know if she does not even have that. If she even has that do not compete clause within. This is just what Disney's saying. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have that for certain actors. They don't have that for obviously James Gunn is signed a contract to be DC chief while also simultaneously still working for Marvel Studios. So it's not for everybody. So that's where it kind of red flagged for me is like, okay, there's some people that are still going out there. Why couldn't she do it? So it's kind of, maybe it's because she's in a different position, different tax bracket, something like that. I'm not sure. It's weird that some people are able to, but she wasn't able to. And it's because of the interviews that kind of were her downfall in the end.
Yeah, but all that comes very person to person and different situations. Like James Gunn was doing it while he was fired. You know what I mean? From Marvel.
But he signed on for DC Studios while he was rehired from Marvel.
He probably was behind the scenes. He was probably like, I'm gonna just do this one movie. I'll do press, but then I'm gonna start working at DC. And then Kevin Feige was like, okay, as long as you hold up your end. Like I'm pretty sure if he was like skipping out on doing press release for Guardians 3,
that'd be breach.
Yeah, obviously. But like he's doing both. That's probably in his contract to be like, hey, I'm only doing Guardians. I'm doing press. After that, I'm done. Like that. It's just about the contracts, and I've heard before that the whole no compete clause does exist.
No compete. Yeah, and speaking of Fahi, everybody's, saying too how apparently Fahi didn't even stand in the way. He didn't help out. Now they go way back to the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They literally did this shit together. And apparently there was no flack from him. He didn't resist. He didn't step in the way. And we're going to get to her side in a little bit, but it's mentioned in there that nobody stood up for her, including him. Does that say that she was? To me, that kind of looks like she was too far gone. To me, if nobody stood in the way, that had to be something there, that it wasn't just that. Because if that seems defensible, you know what I mean? Like you can easily be like, well, you did say that, but she was just a producer. You know what I mean? Like, she wasn't even front and center. She probably did a couple interviews. Honestly, a couple interviews that people probably didn't even care for because, like I said, who really Argentina 1985? You know what I mean?
Never heard of it.
So it's kind of like there had to be more behind the scenes, I think.
Well, if Kevin didn't stand in the way, because I did hear about that, then yeah, she probably got warned hella. Like, hey, we know you're doing this. You should stop before you get fired. And then, once it came down for the hammer to come down, everyone was just like, hey, she brought it up on herself.
Yeah, Fahi's just in the chair like, I told you, bitch. I told you.
I done told you.
Shut your damn mouth. So, and the reason why I'm saying that there's probably some more behind this and why there's definitely something going on is because now, all this also comes through at the time where Disney and Marvel Studios is basically like trying to keep from falling, if that makes sense. So Victoria Alonzo is also this person online that everybody knows about the VFX stuff, that apparently she was somebody who picked and chose who was going to get work, and if you pleased her, you were going to get a good amount of work, and if you didn't, then you weren't, whatever, which, to be fair, favoritism in the workplace isn't new, so I can't really be like, well, that's a, it sucks, but if she likes your work over their work, but then this is where it gets muddy. So it turned to favoritism to their beliefs as well. So apparently she was also painted as this person to be, I'm going to use their verbiage. A lot of the people on YouTube that say MCU, and they say that the MCU is going woke and all women, and it all comes from them saying that she is one of those people that influences that, because she has been one of the most outspoken activists within Marvel's domain, and one of the higher ups, literally next to Feige, where she was been pushing that whole, what they say, agenda, wokeness, making sure that women are front and center, and feminism and all this and that. That she was the one who went on an interview and said there is so much women saving the day that they should be, they shouldn't be called the X-Men, they should be called the X-Women. And so that's kind of what kind of put her under fire with that whole section. And so it comes kind of as a blow, not only for like her, but like, in my opinion, for Feige too, because if she's next to him, that got to say that Iger's aiming high. And if Feige doesn't start producing something good, he could be very well be next.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds accurate. I mean, oh boy. Yeah. I'm not too sure about her being I think I've heard of her being an activist. But I mean, I don't think that's right either, to be like, okay, yeah, favoritism exists in the workplace, but to be like, hey, you believe in women, and then you're like, you know what I mean? You're just like, yeah, and she's like, yeah, you get work, and then some other dude's like, what the fuck? And you're like, all right, okay, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like, it's almost like picking, like, oh, hey, you believe in God? Yeah, all right, then, here you go, like, here's this and that. Like,
in this case, let's put it to a broader form than just women and stuff like that, and say liberal. Let's say more progressive liberal, because that's what a lot of those people online are saying, that there is more progressive liberal views within the movies and messaging.
Oh man, that's a little too political for me.
That's a little. I'm just putting it in the more, I guess, more correct term, just so for the less flack.
What do you call it? It's just like, it's wrong. It's clearly wrong. And if she was doing all that, then shit. Hopefully she's getting what she deserved, and it is what it is. I need to hear more. Like, I need people to come out and speak about this, because it sounds weird. And yeah, if Kevin Feige can get the chopping block, then nobody's safe at Disney.
Yeah, because like I said, she is very, very much like right next to him. There's apparently a lot of VFX artists have came out, and so we're gonna go ahead and jump to her side of the story. And her side of the story saying that she was basically bombarded with a massive scale of work to feed to Disney Plus, but also feed movies to Disney during the pandemic, in order to obviously produce money for the studio. So she came out, and this is kind of honestly on the heels of what happened with the Alkalite writer that Wanda is suing Lucasfilm as of right now, and Disney, because she wasn't paid for her, or basically made her miss out on a deal that could have changed her life. And so she comes out, her attorney comes out with a statement basically saying that the idea of Victoria was fired over a handful of press interviews relating to a personal passion project about human rights and democracy that was nominated for an Oscar and which she got Disney's blessing to work on is absolutely ridiculous. Victoria, a gay Latina who had the courage to criticize Disney, was silenced. Then she was terminated when she refused to do something she believed was reprehensible. Disney and Marvel made a really poor decision that will have serious consequences. There's a lot more to the story, and Victoria will be telling it shortly in one form or another. And this was Disney's response. Or do you want to kind of dissect what she said first?
Yeah, we should, yeah.
All right, let's dissect what she said. First of all, this verbiage sounds woke, as it is. Okay, I'm just going to say that right now. Silencing and all this stuff has a lot of liberal talking points in terms that I was like, okay, that's fine. It's not a big deal, but why do they have to make it known that, if Disney's attacking her because she's a gay Latina woman? That's the way that I'm reading it as. And I don't know, maybe you're taking it a different way, but it seems like they were like, oh, a personal passion project about human rights and democracy. Disney's trying to go against that or something, and it sounds like it's attacking Disney in a way that it's supposed to kind of put them in a chokehold because people are gonna look at it weird.
Obviously, yeah, it does look very weird wording it like that. It's just this whole woke thing is just weird. You know what I mean? I don't think being fired for, I don't think it doesn't sound like she was fired for this. You know what I mean? It sounds more like she was fired because she was breaking contract. Disney itself is trying to be more progressive. Why would they completely do all that by, firing someone who advocates for that shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know what they're saying. MCU or and Little Mermaid's Black and this and that. There's no way Disney in this day and age, maybe a couple years ago, but there's no way Disney in this day and age is like, hey, you support all that, you gotta go. You know what I mean? No, they should be advocating for that sort of thing. It's clearly something within their contract. You know what I mean? It doesn't.
Apparently, according to them, they said that they had permission. Apparently, that's stated in there. So we're not 100% sure on who's saying what. Right now, it's still in speculation territory. But you're right. Disney has been more progressive, so it's weird that they would do something like that in general, especially with, that's what I'm saying. People are making it sound like Disney is hiring these people and they're infiltrating it and making Disney go woke. But Disney's always been a progressive company. They're always been about looking ahead. You know what I mean? And it's weird that they would use these kind of talking points to try to attack them. In my opinion, it could have been a breach of contract. It could have been something else. Honestly, I think it has to be related to the VFX work. I honestly believe that, the Marvel movies haven't been performing well. Quantumanium was the icing on the cake. They said, look what you produce. Not only with movies, but TV shows. And she can argue, yes, it was a workload. It was overabundance. She couldn't, handle as much as she was, needed. But, I mean, the way that a lot of the stuff came out, it just didn't come out right. And I think she shouldn't just take responsibility for that. That has to be a Kevin Feige thing, too. But if she's the one who's taking the fall and Feige's kind of looking away and if somebody has to go, I'm glad it's not me. It just seems, I don't know. It seems like somebody's getting done dirty, and I don't think that it's for what they're claiming it to be. I think it's because things have been done poorly, and I think Disney just needed to make an example. That's just my opinion. That's just what I see.
Well, I mean, maybe it could be. It's just if if it was that though, like Kevin would have been the first to go. You know what I mean? But now he's peeling back.
Kevin wouldn't. Why would Kevin be the first to go when Kevin was the one who built all this shit?
He was greenlighting everything too quickly.
Under Bob Chapek's orders, though. Bob Chapek was the one that to ramp it up for the pandemic purposes, to put more product on Disney Plus. So that's what I'm like. I think Fahey had a hand in it, but that's what I'm saying. I think that they chopped her off because it was kind of like, you see what the fuck we just did? You're next, Fahey. Don't let it happen. Don't let it happen again. Don't produce bad product like this again. Make us more billions of dollars, because there was a time where Disney was making billions of dollars. I kid you not, I think every movie in 2019 made $1 billion. 2018, 2019 made $1 billion. And I think all of them were Disney related. Infinity War, Endgame. The only Marvel adjacent movie I think that made $1 billion after post-pandemic was Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home.
Spider-Man No Way Home. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. It's a number of things, for sure. It's just, it could be a woke agenda thing. I doubt it. It could be her breaching contract, or, you know, maybe she's trying to come out of left field and say, no, it was something completely different. What did Disney say?
So what Disney said, as a kind of a clap back, they said, it's unfortunate that Victoria is sharing a narrative that leaves out several key factors concerning her departure, including an indisputable breach of contract and a direct violation of company policy, a Disney spokesperson told Deadline. They also said, we will continue to wish her the best for the future and thank her for her numerous contributions to the studio.
Thanks for working with us, lady. Goodbye. Have fun on your endeavors. That's so crazy, bro. See, you know, I wouldn't trust Disney. You know what I mean? Maybe that's just me. Like, I'm fine with just being a consumer of their movies and stuff, but I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust them with $1.
Who, Disney?
Yeah.
But she worked for Disney. So you can't trust her either. She knows their tactics. They pushed back. They pushed back and shut her shit down real quick. They were just like, that shit ain't gonna work. Look at this shit. Get the fuck out of my face. But like, she just tried to pull a ploy, the same thing out of a Disney handbook that, you know, they have done before as well. That's what I'm saying. It's a very weird situation. I honestly, like, the only thing I could really think of is that they figured out ways. They did what they had to do, and they said, hey, this is an example. Make Marvel good again. If we got to start chopping heads off the block, hey, I'm letting you know nobody's untouchable, because we got so high, everybody down below is scared, and we got so high that everybody up top is scared. And Kevin Feige not standing in the way says a lot to me. Says so much to me.
Yeah, but, and like, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't trust my former, I mean, I would want to air out everything if my former employer was like, hey, you're fired. And, you know, for whatever reason, even like contract or whatever.
You don't think they have NDAs for this shit? I 100%. The House of Mouse is like, slit your thumb, put the blood on the dotted line, and you say some shit you're not supposed to. We're gonna come for you.
I need you to use your blood to do a pentagram.
Like, they have, I know they have NDAs in place for certain things, and I know that there's certain things that they can't talk about. Even if they get fired, they know that they cannot talk about certain things. So unless she's gonna come out and tell us the location where Walt Disney's frozen, I suggest she just stays quiet altogether.
Nah, bro. I think she's gonna come air this bitch out.
You think so? They said that she was gonna say her part of the story.
Exactly. She's gonna air this bitch out, and then Disney's gonna be like, assassinate her. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like no, but for real, like, they're just gonna be like, Disney's gonna end up scrambling because she's gonna air that bitch out. I know for sure.
Well, we'll probably hear some more when it comes to this whole fiasco. Right now, she's dealing with a lot, and to be honest, it must be hard to go from up here to being let go to right
and
here.
now
You
have
know?
to be the David in the Goliath fight because you're going up against Disney.
The juggernaut, bro.
Exactly.
Like the big mouse itself is crazy. No, not a fight I want to pick.
Good luck to her.
Yeah, good luck to her. Now we're coming up on a fight that apparently Jonathan Majors wanted to pick after Creed 3. So he went up against Adonis and decided to go up against women after that. It's weird. Allegedly. Okay. Allegedly speaking. Allegedly.
He allegedly.
Okay. So. Allegedly chose the opponent. So Jonathan Majors, Saturday night or Saturday morning in Manhattan, was arrested for domestic abuse. There was a 911 call at 11 a.m. and saying that a 30-year-old woman said she was assaulted by Majors and that he struck her about the face with an open hand, causing substantial pain and lacerations behind the ear. Damn it. He hit her hard. She also alleged that he grabbed her hand and put his hands around her neck. Oh, damn. NSFW or something like that. Like, caution, there's some triggering content here. So, it said that he was choking her so bad that it caused swelling and bruising and substantial pain to her neck and hand. You better, yeah. Damn. Major's attorney came out this morning, Sunday morning, saying that Jonathan Majors is completely innocent. We are quickly gathering and presenting evidence to the district attorney with the expectation that all charges will be dropped immediately. Yeah. So that happened. Very bad.
Yeah, very bad.
It also says the NYPD is required to make an arrest in these situations, and this is the only reason why Mr. Majors was arrested. We expect these charges to be dropped soon.
He was released from custody when the article came out.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a free man as of now. He's technically
paid bail.
Crazy stuff. Because I saw this on Twitter, and I was like, no way, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I was scrolling through what people were saying. I didn't really have a dog in the fight. You know what I mean? I was just scrolling through, and I was like, let me see what people are saying. There was a lot of Creed jokes. There's a lot of people wondering about his role as Kang. There was a lot of people wondering about a lot of memes. You know how the internet is.
Yeah.
If this comes out true and he did that to her, then okay, bring the full weight down. You know what I mean? Because they're just let that play out how it's gonna play out. You know what I mean? I just think it's weird how the internet will be like, oh, well, okay, well, what about his role as Kang? Like, you know what I mean? Like that, there's bigger things to worry about now. You know what I mean?
Well, to be fair, we're gonna talk about that too in a little bit, but keep going.
No, well, I know we are, but that's what I mean. Like that's what the internet was like going to. And then just hopefully the victim is doing okay.
Well, me and you are on the opposite sides of the internet, my friend, because though I was seeing those memes, now this is obviously coming post Me Too, post Amber Heard, post all that's going on. I want to get all the big things out the way. So now we're hearing that the army is dropping, at least pulling all the ads because of the allegations that are happening. So things are starting to come from under his feet slowly already. But a big crucial thing that is kind of, hitting him kind of hard is that A.B. Allen, a director, also Tim Nikolai, an actor, are coming out saying that he has been abusive for quite a while. Now, A.B. Allen came out in February with this tweet saying I seen this one when it came out. I didn't think anything of it because I was just like, hey, it is what it is. He didn't say any names. What are we supposed to do about it? You know. So he says there's a particular actor relatively new on the scene who Twitter has violently fallen head over heels for, who in actuality is a vicious, cruel, abusive human being, both professionally and in his personal life, and in every new viral thirst tweet about him drives me insane. Now, A.B. Allen retweeted it, basically captioning it, ding, ding, ding. He wound up coming out later on saying that it was insensitive. He didn't know it was the abuse thing. He thought it was a different allegation. And he basically said the specifics of what I know, unfortunately, would still expose people who have been hurt and deserve not to become part of some larger media inquiry if they do not want to. So I'm not gonna get into the details, but now y'all know what his deal is. So
yeah, I saw that too. So tough, dude. It's so tough to hear this shit because, I mean, we went to go see Creed 3.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is that he's been on a fucking rise for like about a year or so, maybe more. Like,
yeah,
like he's been in everything, and he's been doing so good. Like, I like him as an actor too, but if this is coming out, this is kind of, it's kind of serious. Now they're also saying that this goes all the way back to Yale, New York City communities. Now Juilliard, all those universities for actors and stuff. Nikolai wound up coming out saying, and he graduated back in 2017, saying that he considers him, the actor, to be a sociopath and an abuser. He says, I'm just going to say this about Jonathan Majors and be done with it. Folks at Yale and the broader NYC community have known about him for years. He's a sociopath and an abuser, and that is how virtually everyone speaks about him. It's a shame it took so long for him to be reported. Like I said, this is all accusations. Nothing's set in stone. These are all the things that are coming out now. And I'm not just saying it like that to, like, obviously dismiss what's going on or his allegations. I'm just saying now because who knows what's going to happen in the next few days when, evidence comes out, reports come out. We don't know what's happening as of right now. All I know is that things are being affected, like you said. His future as Kang, what's going to happen, with box office, movies that he's coming out in, ads are being taken away, endorsements are going to go away. Hitting a women or anything with women is a serious, like, offense. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big thing. Mm-hmm. Saying that it's been going on for this long is insane to me.
Yeah, man. Because it is tough to hear for sure. Because you don't really expect all that, and then to have people confirm that he is kind of like a dangerous dude. You know what I mean? But you don't ever think like the actors are capable of like domestic abuse and whatever else. Because I mean, wasn't it a couple weeks ago he was on Vanity Fair and he was like wearing all that pink, people were calling him like gay and everything like that. Like, he was an icon for a cool minute and he was up and coming. So now you're kind of just like, well, damn, what happened, bro? And if he always was like this, he's good at hiding it.
I was like, damn, he is a villain in real life. That's why he had all that potential in Creed 3. Goddamn, he knows what he's doing.
Someone put the meme out because I guess he was gonna play Dennis Rodman in a biopic. He was like, he took that Dennis script to heart, and I was like, God damn.
I think it's gonna be bad. Like I said, and there's people on the internet on the other side that are like defending him. Obviously, they're like, oh, never had a record before, but all of a sudden, something like this gets out now. Everybody wants to speak up and blah 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 blah. There's arguments for both sides. You have the argument saying
all those like Johnny Depp siders.
Yeah, like everybody just wants to speak up. Like, if somebody starts speaking up, everybody's gonna want to speak up about their experiences. It feels more open if more than one person is gonna say something. So obviously that's what's gonna happen. On the other side, how is it that now all of a sudden things are coming up? But at the same time, I can't dismiss the fact that Homeboy did say something on Twitter, but like he wasn't specific, but he did say it back in February. So he's been talking about it for a minute. I don't know. These two really don't have much credit. Like acting wise within the industry, not as big as Jonathan Majors. Neither of them. I think A.B. Allen only has done TV and shows. Honestly, I haven't really watched. I don't know. Credibility is that a concern here?
I mean, yes and no, because you could totally be like, who is this guy? But I mean, if he's talking about him well enough to be like, hey, he's been like this for a cool minute. I was trying to be subliminal, and sneak this, but I'm telling you now that this is the dude. Then he has to have known him for a while, despite his credentials. That's the word I was trying to find.
Yeah, it's sketchy waters. Now, like I said, things are getting swept up from under him. A lot of people are saying that he's going to be destroyed as an actor. It's going to be, what's going to happen in the future of the MCU. We will get to that, what our thoughts are with that. But they're comparing him to the likes of Ezra Miller because of things that he's done. Saying that Jonathan Majors is going to get hit so hard with this. People are already pulling things up from under him overnight, yet Ezra Miller still has the Flash coming out. He's still walking around free, and let's be honest, he has a lot that he's accused for, and I'm going to say what Miller is accused for, so trigger warning for this as well. If you guys don't want to hear it, I suggest you skip. I'm going to go through his full history, and it's kind of long. Miller was accused of assault in 2020, so he went viral for a video of him choking a woman in a bar in Iceland. Cops weren't called, but later on that night he wound up getting arrested. And then right here in 2021, parents of Iron Eyes accused Miller of abuse, saying that he was grooming them while he was working on the movie of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. An unnamed mother and her 12-year-old child were granted an order of protection against Miller, claiming the actor threatened them with a gun. That's the younger brother or sister of Iron Eyes. They're only 12. Apparently, they were in Greenfield, Massachusetts. A man claimed his 3 children and their mother were living in unsafe conditions on the Miller's farm. 25-year-old mother and young kids from ages 1 to 5 were living on Miller's farm. Kind of weird. Oh no. A woman in Germany has accused Miller of harassment. This is in 2022. She barely came out, and apparently he paid her off and paid her to have sex back in 2020. A report detailed allegations of grooming and manipulation, which was with Iron Eyes, and charges in Vermont for breaking and entering and stealing wine. Now, he's going to therapy, and he has a lot of NDAs and whatever, and all those things. There's more to his list. He's very, very, Ezra Miller is very popular. Well, not popular, very
infamous.
Yes. So now this isn't a good thing for Miller either, because that Warner Brothers is trying so fucking hard to keep everything under the rug before the Flash, and this popping up for Jonathan Majors has kind of triggered their own little set of fire. It's going to be interesting how Warner Brothers handles it, because whenever they see fire, it kind of seems like they're like, let me add gasoline. It's really...
What's this?
It's like, I don't know. So we'll just stay with at least Jonathan Majors being compared to Ezra Miller, saying Ezra Miller has all these chances for everything that he's done, and now Jonathan Majors is basically getting hanged for an accusation right now.
His alleged accusations.
Yeah.
Accusations.
Yeah.
False accusations. Here's the thing, right? Because I've said it before. Ezra Miller, all those things you listed off were allegedly and false like accusations. Homie has only been charged for the breaking and entering. That's the only thing out of all the things you listed off, right? And WB has said that homie's also getting the help they need. So it isn't so much that he should lose his role, but if he's already been charged, everything else is null and void. You know what I mean?
I mean, some things are still in limbo right now. He's still going to court for that Vermont thing, I think.
Yeah, and that was the thing that he was charged with only.
Yeah, they dismissed the grooming and stuff, but they didn't dismiss that whole having the family on the farm thing yet. See, there's still stuff that is going on with Miller. That's why, like I said, they're keeping him under wraps. I think the best way Warner Bros. Is going to handle it is just basically limit his press screen time for The Flash whenever he's out there, because people are going to ask. People are going to ask all about that. So they're going to have to tiptoe around it. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be interesting how Warner Brothers handles it, because it's a big thing. Now, it's going to be interesting how Disney handles Jonathan Majors, because he is in a bigger key capacity. Now, like I said, to me, does it feel wrong that he's being punished right now? Because, like I said, post Me Too, after seeing everything that happened, it just sucks that it's good that they're kind of like what the military said, that they're putting it on pause. They didn't really say that they're halting it, destroying it. They're never going to put it out. They said they're putting it on pause until we see what happens with him. So depending on what happens, if he's guilty, they're going to do away with him, and rightfully so. If he's innocent, they're probably going to put it back up there and, keep him where he's at. So right now we're kind of on the what's about to happen. Now, if he did do it, he's going to lose a lot of shit, and I support that 100%. But if he didn't do it, will he still be considered damaged goods? And that's kind of what's crossing my head.
Well, I think with any celebrity that kind of faces this sort of thing, you just have to bounce back. You know what I mean? Yeah, he'll have a few rough patches. You probably won't see him as much around anymore. But, I mean, he'll do his whole apology run, and then, eventually he'll be that A-lister again. But I'm sure it's going to be rough if homie, if it finds out that this isn't true and he clears his name. He's obviously going to have a rough patch. As for Kang, well, I heard on Twitter that Marvel doesn't shy away from taking in and working with domestic abusers. I heard Josh Brolin, way back when, smacked his wife and still managed to play Thanos. So, I mean, and, he actually did that shit. And so, like, maybe if this works out and Marvel can just keep him on a tight leash, then he'll still be able to play Kang. Maybe not as often, because I know he's going to be in Loki, and, he's rumored to be in Moon Knight or whatever. Maybe he'll just do his Avengers 2 movies and that's it. But, I mean, who's to say that Marvel just doesn't keep him, you know what I mean?
That's true, but if he... No. But if he comes out as guilty, and if there's a lot of these people behind it and they support it, and it gets to the point where he's unhireable, Marvel's going to have to recast.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if he is guilty. If he's not guilty, I'm hoping everything just gets back on track. This is kind of a little speed bump, and he's going to keep going. That was a smooth hand movement. No, y'all didn't see it, but that was a smooth hand movement. And keep pushing forward. But, like, if he does, I think Marvel would have to recast. It would be hard seeing him punch the Wasp again after that. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be a difficult watch, if we want to be honest. Like, it'd be like damn. Did he do? Is that exactly how he did it? Like it's not good. It wouldn't be a
No.
good look. So and if he's in Creed 4, that's another bad thing. He's gonna be going up against Creed's daughter. That's gonna be a bad look. We don't want not Creed's daughter. Yeah, Creed's daughter, Adonis's daughter. It doesn't matter. Anyways, bad jokes.
Michael B. Jordan is just like, come on, bro. But like for real, like I mean, I don't know. Marvel hasn't shied away from this sort of thing, so maybe it can work out. But again, he'll end up losing a lot of shit if it comes out true, for sure.
Yeah, man. With that being said, is it too soon to hear your fan cast for the next King?
Yes, it is, because I like them so much. Off the top of my head, I forget that actor's name. You remember the dude from Brooklyn Nine-Nine? You watched that show?
Mhm.
The one that they were interrogating, the dentist.
Oh yeah.
Him. That's Kang.
Trying to think of the actor though.
I can't remember his name.
Me neither. I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he like burned the body or something, and
He was like, oh yeah, he was like, he by the end he's pretty much just
he
like,
confessed to everything and
Yeah.
said the whole story.
Yeah, he
Yeah, okay.
confessed.
I know who you're talking about. I just don't know who the actor is. Yeah, that'd be interesting. Man, Kang, bro. I had high hope for you, Jonathan Majors. Hopefully he's innocent. Like I said, I'm still on the fence. I'm all for him losing everything. To be honest, I think everybody should be held accountable for everything. To be honest, I don't see the comparison with Ezra Miller is wild, because if you see everything that Ezra Miller's done compared to what Kang has done, it just shows what kind of leniency, if that makes sense, in my opinion.
Yeah, maybe. But again, Ezra Miller, homie has one movie left, and then they could do away with him. Jonathan Majors has like how many appearances as Kang, and 2 movies where he's like antagonist. So I mean, it's a bigger thing.
Well, I mean, isn't it in a way kind of like the same thing, because they're basically nuking like their careers and like their respected franchises? I mean, Kang has all these movies, yes, but like Ezra Miller as the Flash, I mean, I guess his run's almost done.
His name was Sterling K. Brown.
Let me see him. Why would you close the app and
Well,
not
I
show
didn't
me?
close it. I was like,
Nah, you closed that
trying to
shit.
find a good picture because
You're gonna have to recut up your thumb again on that broken screen.
Shut up.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if he could play that villain as villain, that'd be wild.
I think so. But what do you call it? Either way, I just personally, I hope everything clears up and he comes back fine, because I do like him as an actor. And if it comes out true, then okay, we'll get there when we get there. But I'm hoping for the best.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Like I said, villain in real life? Question mark? Question mark? We'll have to wait to see. Moving on to hopefully a little bit better, but not so much. My boy over there, his name is crazy. Digimon Hanso, is basically saying that Hollywood has cheated him for so long.
I saw this.
Him being in Hollywood for around 30 years, being in movies like Gladiator, Fury 7, Tomb Raider, Aquaman, Shazam, both the sequel and the original, saying that he's been struggling to try to make $1. Says he's come up in the business with some people who are absolutely well off and have very little of accolades, so he feels cheated tremendously, in terms of finances and in terms of workload as well. He said that he had to fight for his paycheck, and he felt he deserved and was continuously disrespected. He says, I still have to prove why I need to get paid. They always come at me with a complete low ball. We only have this much for this role, but we love you so much, and we really think you can bring so much to the film. It's a struggle, film after film. I have yet to meet the film that paid me fairly.
I saw this, and this is kind of a spoiler, not a huge spoiler for it. It was all over fucking Twitter and stuff. You can find the picture online. Small spoiler for Shazam 2: Fury of the Gods. But you know why Hollywood does you like this, bro? Scroll back up to the picture. I know you guys won't be able to see it. I'll put it up with this clip. All the way up to the article. Him, right? Because what he looks like in Shazam: Fury of the Gods when they put his head on Wonder Woman. That's why Hollywood can't respect this man. You know what I mean? Like, because he does dumb shit like that. He allows them to make him a clown and do away with him. You know what I mean? Like,
you think so, huh?
Yeah, like they do him dirty because he allows them to do him dirty. You think The Rock shows up and he's like, no, I'm getting paid for this, this, and that. Sure, he takes control, but he's getting what he's owed at the end of the day. Vin Diesel, all these big name actors, like they're showing out, like, hey, this is my price. Get back to me. If
these
not,
are the do's and don'ts.
Exactly. This is what I want. Like, I'm doing how much for this role? Then whatever. Don't settle for less. That's no wonder they can lowball you.
That's true, because he does play a lot of those roles, and he does a lot of side
characters.
Yeah, a lot of side characters too. I've noticed that. Now, he has been up for Oscars, and he does say that he feels like he was cheated out of them at one point. He was nominated for Blood Diamond and In America. He said that he felt cheated that his co-star was nominated for Best Actor, and won one when he hasn't won one. And this comes after the Oscars, obviously, so it's probably heavy on his mind as of right now. He does say, out of all of them, the DC Universe has a level of respect. There wasn't much to the role at first. I did it, and it was fun, but the second time around, it was a little bit more respectful.
Dog. They put your head on Wonder Woman. What the fuck? Dog, be for real. Like, I understand. Playing the wizard sounded dope, but I mean, I thought you died in the first one. Like, that should have been your one and done, because he's been everywhere. He was in Aquaman. He was in Shazam. And then he's also played things in Marvel. Mm-hmm. He's playing side characters. You're going to get treated like a side character. Even in Fast and Furious 7, where he had the potential to be the main bad guy, he was still a side bad guy. Like, come on, bro. He's doing it to himself.
Oh, fuck it. And you know what? I can't even defend it, because it's true. He does play a lot of side character roles. If they lowball you, you played lead co-star before. You've played those good roles. I loved him in Gladiator. Blood Diamond went hard. I love to see him in movies. I think he does bring good, whether it's humor. If he needs to be funny, he's good at being funny. If it's being like intense, he's very good at that. I think he has range, but I think you're right. I think he just allows them to lowball him. I think he allows them to tell him what he's worth, instead of stepping up and being like, you know what, I'm not doing that role, because no, I these are my do's and don'ts. This is a list that I want, and this is how I want to be respected. He said, it says right here that he's 58 years old. You know what I mean? Like, he's been in Hollywood for 30 years, since he was very young. So it's like, you should be at the type of caliber that Leonardo DiCaprio is, and, you know, Seth Rogen and everybody, because, you know, we seen them when they were coming up and going through their struggles. Look where they're sitting now. You know what I mean? He's still doing these side characters where you're right, and you brought it up. I'm gonna bring it up again. They put his head on Wonder Woman. Fury 7, same thing. He was the fish in Aquaman. You know what I mean? He was
caked up with makeup. Remember when I showed you that and you were like, "That's not him"? And I remember that.
Yeah.
Like, he was caked up in makeup.
Yeah.
Bro. like he looked like an Atlantean. Like you couldn't even tell that was him type shit.
Mhm.
Like why would you take that role? Like,
I mean, a double DC role, double money. I mean, in a way, you got to think you're being able to loophole and play another character within the same universe, and keep doubling up by doing that. So you're still making some kind of money too by taking more roles.
well, yeah, but like you said, little roles aren't paying him good. Then you should know what you're worth. You're 58 years old, bro. You just said you've been in Hollywood for 30 years. You should be asking for like Idris Elba money. You know what I mean? Like that. He's doing it to himself. I think when I first saw this, because this is not new. This is not like relatively new. It's a couple weeks old. I've seen this. I've seen the article, and like same thing. I was just like, bro, it's because you let them do this to you.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. He's complaining to complain. This is like The Rock crying and Zachary Levi talking about Shazam 2 type shit, because it doesn't work. This is your own fault.
Damn, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Homeboy really needs to demand a little bit more, put his priorities straight just a little bit, because I think you're right. I think it's just him not asserting himself. But I do love his roles, and I do think that he does really good in his roles.
Yeah, he does good shit, but if you want bigger things, you have to demand bigger things,
and demand not to anybody else's head could have been put on Wonder Woman. You know what? Matter of fact, why even have that? Why that in particular to be the scene for you to have popped up in to warn Billy?
Like, bro, I love Gal Gadot. I love her Wonder Woman. Like,
they butchered her so hard,
and like just for him to his face on her body is now burned into my brain. I'm just like, God, bro, you ruined the image. Like, just demand more.
They wanted to desexualize her.
Play bigger roles, bro. Just you can do it. I know you can do it. You can be Idris Elba, bro. It's fine.
Right on the money. Hopefully he gets it together. Ah, man. But yeah, good rant, man. Good shit,
man.
All right,
makes my fucking like
damn.
Raise my blood pressure.
but why though? Like, why so like it? Do you like? Is there like? Do you just feel like it's needless bitching or something?
Honestly, yeah.
Oh,
because like think about it. It's like kind of like how I can be with DC and stuff. It's like this doesn't sound as important as it makes it out to be. If this feels like someone pointed a camera at him and he was like, "I feel very cheated," like you know what I mean, like that, it doesn't work.
Shit.
Like
I want to find the clip to see if he said it like that now.
I feel very cheated. Like he does do good and he can be versatile. He just needs to demand more out of his people. This is, like I said, this is like Zachary Levi trying to blame people for his movie doing bad, and then The Rock trying to do the same shit. Like, dog, just take a step back, analyze it for yourself. Be like, hey, maybe I'm not getting the money I need to because I keep playing fish and my head keeps getting put on Gal Gadot. Like, so angry.
Point. Well done. Yes, ask for more money. Do better, sir. Do better.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Moving on. We got confirmation now that the Kingsman, if you guys didn't know, that's the spinoff to Kingsman: The Secret Service 1 and 2, the Golden Circle, came out. They did say that they were going to give the third one some breathing room, and after the Kingsman, that they were going to start ramping up production. Well, Matt Vaughn had came out to talk about the threequel, basically giving us a little synopsis saying Eggsy and Harry will be in it, obviously, but it's the gang coming back together, and it's one of those moments that when we wrote the screenplay, it was very much about, okay, I saw how people love the relationship of Eggsy and Harry, so we just came up with this thing. What could be the ultimate reason for them to either fall in love or to hate each other forever? So that's what this movie is all about. Is will they or won't they? Let's just say. So it's going to be very centered around Harry and Eggsy, Taron Egerton's character, and what's his name? Colin Firth. character. Now, if you guys didn't see the movie, spoiler, he died in the first one, wound up coming back in the second one. He wound up not dying. So if you guys go watch the movies, they're pretty good. The action in those movies are pretty good. Edgerton, talking to Collider, also said, talking about Vaughn, says that Vaughn has every intention of making it and has every intention of playing, and Edgerton has every intention of playing Eggsy one more time. That was always what I thought I was committed to doing. It's the role that made my name, so I suppose in a way I just want it to be absolutely right if we do it again, and I want the story to do justice to the part that really changed my life. I want it to be fitting. I want it to be a fitting end, and I would obviously really hope that Colin would come back for at least part of it, and who knows, we'll have to see, but we are planning to talk about it actually the next time we see one another, so who knows. Watch this space, but he's certainly not backing off the idea. So Edgerton has some ideas. He wants to bring up 2, sounds like. Yeah, you excited for a third part?
Yeah, I mean, it has good action, and it's a different take on the action genre that we know, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, the action scenes are fucking crazy in all these movies. Even The Kingsman, I don't even know if you've seen that one.
No.
Dude, it's fucking good. It was slept on. It sucks that it came out when it did. I think it came out during the pandemic, so I think it was very slept on, but it's very good.
I've only seen the post-credit scene, and that's because it was on the internet, where they were like, oh, they introduced Hitler like an MCU character.
Oh yeah, yeah, no, that shit's crazy. They be wilding in that franchise. I'm excited for it. Edgerton coming back. I guess Colin hasn't signed back on yet, so if he's coming back, who knows just yet. One thing, I wish he would have just stayed dead on the first one, in my opinion, and it would have. I felt like it would have made for better growth, in my opinion. But if they're gonna put the relationship to the test in this one, I feel like their relationship has kind of been. Ever since the beginning, it's kind of been a tug and pull on both sides, and one goes too far this way, the other goes too far that way. So I guess we'll finally either see a balance or a major shift. So
yeah, most likely, yeah.
What a weird tee up, but I will say I am excited. Like I said, I do love the action, and actually the acting in there and the writing is actually pretty decent. So Matthew Vaughn does good work too, so
yeah,
excited for this one. We also got word Dungeons and Dragons. Now we've been worried about this movie. We were like, oh, Chris Pine in a Dungeons and Dragons. Who do we even know if this is gonna be good? Will it even be able to compete in March, being so stacked? Hearing how John Wick is doing over the weekend, and we will be getting tickets to that pretty soon. Zachary Levi saying, go watch John Wick, or go watch a family movie like Shazam. It's stacked up. March is stacked up, okay? Dungeons and Dragons, currently reviews are positive. 89% on Rotten Tomatoes as of time of recording this. It's going to come out this upcoming Friday. Now that John Wick is out, it will be coming out this coming Friday. Some of the reviews are most of the reviews are pretty good about it. I don't know. Have you been seeing reviews?
I have not. No.
No. Well,
I've only been seeing the ones for John Wick. I haven't seen any for this movie.
No. Okay. Well, they're basically saying that. Oh, Jonah Nick says, "Honor Amongst Thieves may be a dice roll in a few ways, but critical hits save it from being skippable." Liz Shannon Miller says there might be Dungeons and Dragons here, but all of it feels in service to having a good time. Valerie Complex says, with renewed interest in the fantasy genre, it's good to see something outside of Lord of the Rings and Game of Thrones getting it right. And so on and so forth. Everything sounds pretty positive. Everybody says that it's fun, that it's a good fantasy movie, and if for the most part, if you like dragons and knights and all that, and I know you're not a big fan, but from the trailers it looks fun regardless. It looks like it could draw in a big crowd.
Yeah, it looks fun. I don't know. with the way March was stacked up, I wasn't expecting this one to be anything special.
I didn't think so either. I didn't think anybody was gonna actually be like, "Yeah, let's go watch the movie." You know, let's go watch it. But it sounds like you might be hearing some people be like, "Hey, Dungeons and Dragons, let's fucking go this weekend."
I could still wait for streaming.
I'm waiting for streaming. Oh God, yeah, I'm waiting for streaming. I'm not paying. I'm not. Sorry, guys. It sounds like a good movie. So if you guys are looking for a good time, go. If you guys just want to go to a movie theater and not see somebody getting shot up 30 million times, and who's watching Shazam, so whatever, just go watch Dungeons and Dragons.
Go rewatch Scream if you have.
Yeah.
Go rewatch Scream if you haven't seen that one.
Or Creed 3.
Or Creed 3.
Oh wait. I don't know.
This was before. That was before. I mean, I like I told you the other day, which like literally before the news came up, I was like, oh, damn, I want to go see Creed 3 again in theaters. Remember I told you?
Yeah.
That? So I don't even know if I want to do that. But,
we might get a video of the real deal, bro.
But what do you call it? We just gotta Dungeons and Dragons. If you're excited for that and just want to go to the movie theater, enjoy a fun time. Apparently, it's fun. So go check that out.
Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez is in it.
I'm waiting for her to show up in Fast X.
She looks buff in the trailers of Dungeons and Dragons, doesn't she?
She does.
I don't know if that's like actually her CGI. I wonder. Moving on though, the Batman. Apparently, there's rumors. There's things going around the internet saying that Two-Face might be the main villain in the second part. And Screen Rant decided to do a whole theory page about it. But I wanted to say no, but it sounds logical because, if they're going with the grounded route, after what happened, Screen Rant kind of goes through it right here too, but what happened to the first DA in the first movie, which there's a picture right here where he's, tied up, has the phone to his hand, he had to get out of town. There's a new DA that's going to be necessary. So why not Harvey Dent?
That was my conclusion too. The way you call it, I mean, it doesn't take a detective to be like, hey, they have a DA missing, But I mean, it makes sense. Two-Face would be nice. I don't know, because I liked his Two-Face. I think following him up would be tough.
Who played him again? I forgot. Find his name so we can give him recognition. God damn it! What's your name, guy? Do you know his name?
What's your name, guy? Like he can talk.
The Batman. Oh, he did come out in Batman.
Aaron Eckhart.
Oh yeah, Aaron Eckhart. 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 E-C-K, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Eckhart. Yeah, he played Two-Face, and so did Tommy Lee.
That was way back when.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, that was way back when.
No, but he was still a good Two-Face. Ah, dude.
This ain't about him.
Dude.
This ain't about him.
Dude, oh my God, where's my cane? I need my cane.
Yeah,
you guys don't know cinema.
He was good for the universe he was in. I don't know if anyone can follow him up because he was really good.
He was really good. He portrayed it really well. It sucks that he got done in and it was like a one and done villain because he got done in at the very end.
Fell off a rooftop.
Yeah. Why couldn't he get up and be like, haha, I'm gonna run away? Like, it just sucks.
Fuck you, Batman.
But I think it might be a good thing. Now, will he be the only villain? Probably not, because I feel like superhero movies usually like to amp it up in the second one and put two villains, so it might be two. Still holding out for maybe Iceman.
Mr. Freeze?
Mr. Freeze, yeah. Damn, the comic community is gonna come for my neck after that. No, please.
Two different people. I don't know, man.
It is two different people.
I don't know who or what they could be thinking about. I wish they could just be like, "Hey, this is the bad guy for Batman 2." But I know they can't because they're not fun. But I mean, Two-Face would be nice, I guess.
I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah.
They would just have to get someone good and someone that can like play him better than what we got already. Because like I said, I think he's top tier. He's good shit.
Very, very good. I wouldn't put it against them, or I mean, I wouldn't say that they wouldn't go with Two-Face. So very interesting. If there's anybody that could do it, I would say the dude. No, probably not him. I was gonna say the dude that plays the big buff dude in that Amazon show. What's his name? Damn, I'm trying to remember his name too.
Oh, the dude that plays
In
Jack
Reacher.
Reacher.
Yeah, Reacher. Alan Richardson.
Yeah, Alan Richardson. Yeah.
I think he'd be a pretty decent Two-Face.
Maybe, yeah.
Hella
He-
ripped.
Yeah, he'd have to shrink. He'd have to find a way to shrink.
Imagine a buff Two-Face. Just imagine you getting your shit
You're
rocked
going
by.
to jail.
Yeah. I'm just saying. What if he came from a military background? This one and it was like, I came from the military and I wanted to
Batman
be a
would be
DA,
like-
so I rose to the ranks.
Batman would look at him like, "Damn, you are too big." What are they feeding this man in Arkham?
Oh shit! Imagine Robert Pattinson's going up against him, Alan Richardson.
Imagine him
Damn.
going up against a big ass Bane. Like, you'd be like, "My God."
Ah, man, still hoping Dave Bautista plays him. I don't think he's too old. I think he could do it.
Maybe.
Movie magic. There's movie magic. I don't know if you've seen him when he was in his wrestling days. He would have made an excellent Bane then.
No, I haven't seen him.
No, bro. I'll show you a picture right now. This boy, he was so stacked. He would have made like an excellent Bane completely. Oh, how do you spell his name? Oh, wait, there you go. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. My guy was fucking. He looked kind of goofy, but my guy was jacked. Look at him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he would have been a nice Bane, I suppose.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool stuff. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how. Like I told you before, I don't know how like whimsical and like comical this Batman universe can get. So
Probably-
if they go that route, Two-Face is probably the most grounded. But just gonna have to wait and find out.
That's the only reason why I'm saying that it might be Two-Face, because if he's going for that grounded feel, it has to be a good grounded route would have, in a logical way, would have to be Two-Face, because they lost their DA, and then Homeboy basically was just a fucking Twitter guy who was calling for fans to go and destroy a stadium and flood.
I need you all here at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
I
So
don't know, man.
maybe a new DA who's gonna clean up all that shit. I don't know. It just, to me, it just seems so logical, I guess, to go down that route.
Maybe.
We'll have to wait and see. And just to keep on the trend, our final topic will be Zachary Levi, because I think all 3 episodes this week we talk about him. So just to keep on that,
The Zachary Levi trilogy.
yeah, just to keep on it, Shazam's second week box office takes a huge dip from a very, very not so tall cliff. 68% on his second weekend. It's a 68% drop. Only scraping about 9.7 million in the box office, domestic box office.
God damn.
Not very good. They are not breaking even of this movie, and this movie's not. It doesn't even seem like this movie's gonna break over 200 mil, and that's scary. That is super scary. That is the lowest of the low for DC.
No $1 billion club.
Oh man, not even like $2 million club, bro. Like, that's so sad. This movie is.
And this is why it's getting released in streaming in a couple weeks.
Hopefully, it gets some momentum from there.
Maybe.
Maybe Levi gonna come out and be like, I knew this movie was made for streaming. It should have just came out on Max. I tried to tell them, but they told me no because Dwayne Johnson.
Johnson. Yeah, no. Tough, very tough weekend for Shazam and Zachary Levi. I honestly still think it has to do with either all the shit he's saying now and like advertising and whatnot. So yeah, not very good. yeah, I need the Flash to pull in big numbers because this is embarrassing.
After we just talked about Ezra Miller and the things he's done with Jonathan Majors, canceled. Cancel him. Wait, I'm attached to you. Don't. But like, yeah.
Yeah, no. I need Blue Beetle and I need the Flash to just hit. You know what I mean?
Why is Blue Beetle always so like? Why is the blue so emphasized? It's so weird to me.
What?
Yeah, I feel like James Gunn does that too. He goes, Blue Beetle.
It's Blue Beetle.
Yeah, but you didn't say it like that a second ago.
It's Blue Beetle.
You hit it with the blue. Yeah, you hit it with the Blue Beetle.
I just say it's Blue Beetle, but
Blue Beetle.
I need those two movies to just hit the ball out of the park because I can't have another DC movie fail.
Speaking of hitting, hopefully Jonathan Majors can turn it around.
Shut up.
We'll have to wait and see.
Jonathan Majors for Darkseid.
Why?
What do you mean why? Because I think he would be a nice Darkseid.
I'm gonna write that in my book.
Oh, okay.
Darkseid?
Yeah.
I think you know what I mean. Anyways, yeah, we'll have to Shazam 2 coming out on streaming April 18th, right?
I think so.
Look out for that coming out soon. Don't go to the movie theater for this movie. It'll be all right at this point. I was gonna say if it would have made a steady amount like it did the first weekend because it wasn't a big amount and it would have just been like, oh, just another wave of, families are coming in. I would have been like, it probably has a chance and, maybe it has a decent future later on. But now I'm just like, just wait for streaming at this point. There's no chance for it to revive in the box office unless there's some kind of crazy Shazam like itch that you guys are gonna get in the next like couple days. Like if you guys say like if everybody in the world's like, damn, we need to go watch Shazam, like that's just gonna be wishful thinking.
You gotta cast a spell.
Yeah.
Go see Shazam too.
Yeah. Don't put it past Zachary Levi. Those crazy ass rants, it really just tells me that he might be doing some crazy shit. He goes on live
one day. Everybody watching. I got some shit cooking up. Some real voodoo magic over here. But yeah, no, not a very good run for Shazam, unfortunately. The first one, I mean, they said that one was a gem. I don't know how, but they said it was.
It was fun. It wasn't bad.
Well, no, I'm not saying it was bad. They called it a gem because they were the first ones to test out that whole light and dark tone and still succeed a little bit, because it was coming out that whole era with Aquaman and stuff.
I get that.
So they called it a gem, and then they said that this is what we need, and then we get it again, trying to catch lightning in a bottle. Yeah, pun, get it? It isn't working.
I mean, it could have worked, like I said.
But they all jumped ship. They bailed on this movie.
But what? Yeah, very much so. And on top of that, and we're probably going to get into it during my review or whatever, but I really hated how they doubled down. It seemed like some of the stuff that in the first movie that were it wasn't so good, they doubled down on it. Zachary Levi acting completely, totally distant from his kid counterpart. It seemed like they made it even worse in this one, and I was just like, damn, bro, why? Why didn't you guys correct it? Why did you guys decide to be turn up the fun? No. But we'll dive deeper into it during the review. Shazam's 2 box office not doing so well. Jonathan Majors not doing so well. Victoria Alonzo not doing so well. This episode just sponsored by not doing so well. With that being said, that's going to be the end of this episode. If there's anything that we missed, anything that we should have talked about but we didn't, a movie that you guys want us to review, something, anything, if you guys just want to interact with us, Josh, go ahead and let them know where they can do that.
Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at FIlmBros Podcast. You can interact with us. You can give us movies and news you want us to cover. If you want to listen to us on the go, Spotify and Apple Podcast at FIlmBros Podcast. If you want to support us in a big way, Zippy Stream at FIlmBros Podcast. All it takes is a name and an email. You get a full catalog. And with that email, you get alerts of when new episodes drop. So why wouldn't you want to do that? Listen to us first. Subscribe to our YouTube at FIlmBros Podcast.
Yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow our YouTube, and hit the notification bell because we will be putting out YouTube videos very soon. With that being said, we'll talk to you guys on the next one.
Talk to you guys later.